Absolutely. But look, Will, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we talk about that, obviously, there's the elephant in the room. There is the thing that we've been trying to get rid of. We heard the noise about there's a deal. The deal was accepted. Dan Snyder's potentially on his way out. But Will, a lot of fans do not understand the ownerships are all the owners have to come together and they have to vet these new incoming owners. They have to see where the money's coming from. They have to make sure that these guys are going to be a viable option and that they don't have another, Dan Snyder too. So you do background checks and all that stuff. So where are we at with this whole thing?
Well, we had a major announcement yesterday. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
The NFL has announced that there's going to be a meeting between July 20th and August 8th for all the owners to get together and vote on the sale of the Washington Commanders.
Come on.
Like, the finish line is here.
I can see it.
It's crazy. And you and I say very even keeled about this process. We've sort of had that I'm excited, but outlook to it. What was it the other day, a couple weeks ago when it was announced in May that Snyder had agreed to an ownership? We responded to Andrew's post on NSD saying, I'll believe it when I see it. There's still a lot of time breaks. And part of that is because of our past history. Because at this time, 25 years ago, 1999, Dan Snyder was a minority owner or minority bidder in the process. The bid with his partnership fell through, and Snyder came in and said, well, let me buy the team for everything. And he became the owner. So we've seen deals fall through is what I'm trying to say, but it looks to be like we're at the finish line. And we got here because from last week. So, we had that agreement in mid-May that the Snyders are agreeing to sell to the Harris Group. That we had the ownership meetings, and the ownership finance committee expressed some concerns about the bid that had been accepted. All right. But the concerns they were having was just to make sure, like you mentioned, having to vet 18 other people that are involved in this. This isn't like the Denver Broncos, where it was the owners of Walmart, where all their fortune is in Walmart, where they could easily look at the finances and say, yes, you've got $4 billion. Or it was David Tepper buying the Carolina Panthers mostly himself. Yes, you have the cash assets to purchase $2 billion of a franchise. This is a $6 billion purchase. The minority or majority owners is someone's supposed to have at least 30% in cash.
Yeah.
30% of $6 billion is a lot of money. One thing you got to remember, these guys aren't Scrooge McDuck where they jump off the platform and swim in their money. All they would be doing is getting taxed on this. So they take their money and put them into investments, into assets. It's not cash on hand for them. And so it took a little bit of investigating by the NFL's finance committee. Now, they did mention there were some things in the bid they didn't like and that they wanted Josh Harris to go back and look at it. But majority, Josh Harris, Mitchell Rails, Magic Johnson. There's one other guy from DC that's a big mogul. Those guys were all passing yes, we understand you've got the finances. It was kind of vetting through everybody. But Josh Harris was in New York last week. When we were talking about going on last week, I was wondering if we were going to get the headline during our show saying that the sale has been approved. Because he was meeting with the finance committee to try and revamp the offer. So now that that's happened, now that they've said, get ready, like they have said, we are at the finish line.
There we go.
We're getting there, man. We're there.
Man, it's not a minute too soon. We've been waiting for this. And you know what? Honestly, we're going to talk about OTAs. We're going to get into minicamp, things like that. But it is... And maybe, I don't know, maybe, Will, this is the same for you. It is kind of like I want to get excited about the guys. I want to get excited about what's going on. But I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, like, did we just get this done with? It's always kind of holding my kind of excitement in the bag. Like you were talking about, we've been even keeled because we've seen this type of stuff where it's like, oh, this one's going to get him out. No, he's still been able to get through. What do we call him? Teflon Dan. You know what I mean? He's been able to last. So I'm excited about what's going on, and we're going to discuss it, but I need this to be on and done with.
Yes,
I need it,
yes.
let's move on. Finally, please.
We need the finality of it.
Yes.
For us to finally believe it. And our friend Jack, like, he needs the finality so he can start spending money on Fanatics. He refuses to right now, even with all the sales they've got going on. He's like, I'm not giving Snyder any more of my money. But you know who also needs the finality? Is the team.
Yeah.
Because Ron has started to come out a little bit and say, well, there's some things we want to do, but we're waiting on ownership. They haven't signed all their assistant coaches to their new deals because they're going to get new deals, more money. New ownership has to pay for it. They haven't extended Cam Curl because new ownership will have to pay for it. So there's some things they want to do that they're in a holding pattern right now. So we do need this to happen so we can move on, from the football side of things too.
Right. Kat, thank you for watching. Saying no worries here. Magic is the man.
He is.
He will bring
he is.
the magic. Hey, bring that smile. Bring those rings, man. I'm all about it. I am all about it. Yeah. So this is huge. And you know what? While we're here, Will, the fans don't know, there's been a question that it's been lingering on your mind that you've wanted to ask. You want to wait till the official sale has happened, or would you like to address? Yeah, we can wait. All right.
We can wait.
So
we can wait.
We'll wait. And, since we said that we are kind of still holding our breath, we will definitely wait and see. But there's definitely some things that we want to, park on our new owner. Like, hey, there's certain things we think you need to do and do it immediately so that, you can get acclimated to DC, to the fan base, to us going forward, man.
Absolutely. So. Hey, it looks like we got a new person watching our show or chiming in here. So we got a Washington fan, LaTanya Green. So
hey.
I got this little question for LaTanya. If you're still on here, what are your thoughts on hearing that we might be done with Snyder here? We might finally be at the end of this. She's a Washington fan for life. Love that.
Let's go.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited to share with you what I would do as new owners of the Washington Commanders. But we will wait till that happens and I can share my wisdom.
Oh yes, wait till that day comes. But yes, definitely. Hey, patience is key. And to be quite honest with you, man, we got some things to talk about, and we're gonna do it in just a second.